So it's almost like when intuitive flow is like water, it felt like a river without banks. And I wanted to create in my life, in myself, and in my business, this stable flowing river that is banked. Welcome to the Seeing in the Dark podcast, the podcast for new ways of leading and doing business. No more separation between money, power, and leadership, and being a deeply spiritual human being. Seeing in the Dark is about walking paths that have not been walked before and truly making a change in a world in which old ways are crumbling. My name is Nicole Nima Costeres, CEO of a multiple six-figure soul-based business, and here to take you into the mysteries of purpose, power, intuition, and soul-based leadership. May you embody your own unique essence so deeply that your vibration naturally teaches, inspires, and assists others. Let's dive in. Welcome to the first episode of 2023. I wish you the most amazing, nourishing, fruitful, exciting, expansive, healthy, and exciting year. I feel really excited to dive in because this is a unique opportunity that this episode releases exactly on the 1st of January. Because the 1st of January is this special date that holds this clean slate and a fresh start for the new year. Now, if you haven't been doing any reflecting on 2022, I highly recommend to watch episode 32, which was last week's episode, where I guide you to 10 questions to reflect on 2022. And this is something that I love doing every end of the year. I take a good chunk of time, sometimes even up to a few weeks, up to a month, where I take time to reflect, share with friends, where I do journaling, where I talk with my coaches, where there is a really extensive amount of time spent on reflecting on my business and how my business has been doing, but also reflecting on my lifestyle, reflecting on my relationships, reflecting on my own inner growth, which all, of course, are interconnected. But I love to look back and reflect because I'm also a Sagittarius that tends to look forward and goes to the next thing and the next thing and has its arrow, ready to shoot the arrow far into the future. So looking back and reflecting is such an important part of integrating, understanding, having all the new openings and expansions and challenges really land and integrate in your body. So episode 32, 10 questions to reflect on 2022. And then we can start in this episode 33, where we go into the number one secret to consistency in 2023. And consistency has been one of the biggest struggles for me in business and maybe also in life, actually. Because I have a nature that loves change, that loves growth, that loves movement, and that loves to live from intuitive flow. So when I started my business, my whole business up until 2.5 years ago, was created from that place of riding those waves of my intuitive flow. So when I felt this wave of inspiration wanting to write a post, I'll write a post. When I would not feel that wave of inspiration, I would not write a post. When I feel that wave of inspiration wanting to create a certain event, I would do it. When I don't feel it, I would not do it, right? Until there was a point where I started to see and feel a deep longing to bring structure and intuitive flow together. Because there was a point where I started to see that only flowing on intuitive flow would also start to feel restless for me. Restless because I couldn't necessarily feel that solid foundation in my business, but also in my life, that I could really relax into and be held by also. So it's almost like when intuitive flow is like water, it felt like a river without banks. And I wanted to create in my life, in myself, and in my business, this stable flowing river that is banked. And so today I want to talk with you about one thing that I discovered that really, really helped me to create consistency by still serving on intuitive flow, because that's the way I live. That's what I love. That's what I believe is also the way to go. Yet to blend it together with a certain structure and consistency. Now, today I'm giving a little start in that. If you feel like I want to go deep with this, I really want to create a powerful vision for 2023. I want to uncover ways to see how I can support myself when I'm self-sabotaging again. I want to tap into the art of doing less, but doing better. I want to create a 3-year plan, a 1-year plan, and break it down into powerfully quarterly and monthly planning, yet still go through this planning from a place of intuition. Then I highly recommend to come and join Envisioning 2023, which is a free masterclass in the form of a workshop that I offer on the 5th of January. And it's a workshop to create a powerful vision for yourself, your business, and your lifestyle in 2023, so that you can let 2023 be the year of your dreams and experience what happens in your life when you bring structure and intuitive flow into union. So below this episode, you will find a link for Envisioning 2023. It's a free masterclass that I would love to meet you in. And to already prepare yourself, like I shared, go through episode 32 to reflect on 2022. And then you can start to feel into this one thing that you want to create consistency in while you're in this episode already. Because that's the thing that I discovered really helped me in creating consistency. Focusing on one thing at a time. Because I was someone that could focus on many different projects, many different directions. I wanted to create a weekend event and then set up a new one-on-one package and then travel to that country. And then it was I don't know the English word, but in Dutch we say vluchtig. It's like steam. It doesn't really solidify. So focusing on one thing at a time really helped me to create a solid foundation in the business, but also to create consistency. One example of that is last year, 2022, when I went to Mexico, I came out of my 4th dark retreat feeling like I really want to create more consistency with my emails, because so far I was just sending out emails whenever I felt inspired to, but I didn't really have that consistent weekly or bi-weekly or monthly email going out, right? Now, I'm not saying here that everybody should send out weekly emails. Maybe for you, creating consistency means monthly emails, right? What really can be helpful when you're going to choose what you're going to bring your consistency to, but also the amount that you're, for example, send out your emails. It's really good to realize that in the beginning, when you're going to decide, just like any New Year resolution, it's like, I'm going to go to the gym more. I'm going to save up more money. I'm going to send out my weekly emails, to realize that when it starts from this place of New Year resolutions, there is always this excitement that is extra, right? That you can always already know that probably in a few weeks' time, the excitement might slowly die off a little bit. And then you need to do it from the place of consistency. Yeah. So keeping that in mind, if your excitement says, I want to send 2 emails a week because I feel really excited to create that consistency now, maybe to take a deep breath in and out and feel if that's something that you can sustain long term, or if maybe you want to make the decision to say, okay, I feel really excited now. I know that probably in a few weeks' time, it's going to calm down a bit more. And actually, I feel sending an email every other week feels way more sustainable and doable within myself. So choosing something that feels doable, that feels like, yeah, that's something I can actually commit to over the coming few months, let's say the first quarter of 2023. So I decided to do that with my emails. So from last year, March, I've been sending out weekly emails. I think we have not been missing any week, maybe one. I don't remember really well, but we have been sending out consistently weekly emails, and my focus was on that. I was not focusing my consistency on anything else. It was just weekly emails. That was a non-negotiable, right? And over the months, as months passed by, I started to notice that it started to become such a natural part of my week that I didn't have to bring so much focus and effort to it anymore. And so from that moment on, I brought my focus to the next one thing, which was my podcast. And I decided, okay, now that I'm sending out weekly emails, I'm also now going to send out or publish weekly podcast episodes. And also that went really well. I think we missed 1 week, 1 or 2, which was quite a challenge for me. And I think that's one of the things that is really beautiful to give yourself when you're in the process of creating consistency. If you want, maybe you don't want, but if you want to create consistency and you feel you're falling off that wagon and you're not consistent anymore, to just know that you can pick that up again, right? To not bash yourself for it, to not be too strict or too harsh on yourself for it, but to realize that you can recommit if you want, or you bring your attention to another one thing that you want to create consistency in. And through this way, through this focusing my consistency on one thing at a time, 2022 has been the most consistent for me content-wise ever in my business. Still, it's not 100% consistent. So for example, for posting, I can be fully in the flow and then falling off that wagon. So there is some really beautiful ways that we're going to work with in 2023 that will help me to create that consistency. And I will share more about that in the masterclass, Envisioning 2023, how I will do that without losing the connection to intuitive flow. But yeah, this focusing on one thing at a time can really help you to create that consistency in your business, in your lifestyle, in your development. Yeah. So, what is your one thing that you want to focus on? I would love to know. Maybe you want to let me know and send me a message. Maybe you want to voice it to your friends. What is the one thing that you want to create consistency in? For me at the moment in my business, the consistency focus will be in posting on my social media. Because the podcast is going, the weekly emails are going. And so the next one thing will be the posting in the business. And for my personal one thing to create consistency in is to let go of control. Because that's something that I really want to deepen within myself, also as the team is growing, also as my relationships are deepening. I'm talking on many levels here with letting go of control. So I can delegate more, so I can feel held more, so I can feel supported more. That's my one focus in my personal deepening. So let's see. 5th of January, I'm offering Envisioning 2023. Practically, you're also going to create your 3 and your 1 year vision for yourself, your business, and your lifestyle. And I'm going to show you ways on how you can break that down into powerful quarterly and monthly planning. And I'm going to show you a super simple, powerful way to go to your weekly and daily planning, while you bring that union of intuitive flow and structure. So I warmly welcome you into the masterclass Envisioning 2023. And I would love to know, what is the one thing that you want to create consistency in your business? And what is the one thing that you with a consistency want to bring your awareness and your care to in your own personal development and deepening? I once more wish you a very beautiful 2023. May it support you, may it nourish you, may it challenge you in exactly the right ways, may it deepen into your fullest potential, and may it also be joyful and fun. I will see you again next week. Much love. Did you receive any inspiration, motivation, or powerful breakthroughs by listening to this episode? Then please share this episode by taking a screenshot and tagging me in your stories at nicole.nima.costeres. I would love to celebrate you, share you in my stories, and it would mean so much to have my work reach more powerful, passionate women like you. Thank you so much, and looking forward to see you next week.